In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use the vendors page and vendors list in QuickBooks Online. We'll start by looking at how to add a brand new vendor. On your vendors page, look toward the top right of the screen for the new vendor button. Go ahead and click that. If you're on a new or mostly empty vendors page, you might also see an add vendor button right in the middle of the screen, and that will open the very same vendor pane. Once the vendor pane opens, you'll see fields for all the key information you want to store about this vendor. Begin by entering the company name, along with the main contact person if you have one. Add a phone number, email address, and mailing address so that QuickBooks always knows where to send purchase orders or checks. If your vendor has an account number they've given your business, be sure to add that as well. This makes it easier to match your records to theirs if you ever need to call in or check a statement. Next, scroll down to the Payment and Tracking area. Here, you can set the default payment terms, like net 30 or due on receipt. Choosing the correct terms helps QuickBooks remind you when bills are due. You can also assign a default expense account. This is helpful if you typically categorize purchases from this vendor the same way every time, because QuickBooks will pre-fill that account when you enter bills. There's also a field for the name to print on checks. Use the exact legal or preferred name the vendor wants to see on payments, especially for checks or electronic payments. If you need to track 1099s for this vendor, look for the option that says Track Payments for 1099 and check that box. This is especially important for independent contractors or certain service providers, and it will save you time when you prepare year-end tax forms. If your company already owed this vendor money as of the date you started using this QuickBooks file, you can enter an opening balance. Type in the total amount owed and then set the as of date to match your QuickBooks start date or the date your beginning balances take effect. This ensures your vendor balances and reports are accurate. When everything looks good, go down to the bottom right of the pane and click Save. That adds the vendor to your list and brings them into your regular workflow. Now let's look at editing and managing existing vendors. On the Vendors page, find the vendor you want to change and click their name. This opens their detail page. From here, you can click the Edit button in the top right, or click Edit within the Vendor Details tab. Update any information you need, such as contact info, payment terms, or 1099 tracking, and then save those changes. Sometimes you'll have vendors you no longer work with, but you still have past transactions tied to them. In QuickBooks, you can't fully delete those vendors, but you can make them inactive so they don't clutter your active list. To do this, open the vendor's detail page, click the drop-down arrow on the Edit button, and choose Make Inactive. QuickBooks will remove them from your default list view, while still keeping historical transactions intact. If you ever need to bring a vendor back, you can reactivate them. On the Vendors page, look for the Settings button, usually near the top of the list. Click it, and then check the option that says Include Inactive. This will show you vendors that have been made inactive. Find the one you want to restore, then look over to the Action column and click Make Active. The vendor will reappear in your regular active vendor list and can be used in new transactions again. By using the vendors page this way, you can keep your list accurate, organized, and easy to work with as your business grows.